What's up, everybody? It's Meech. You're tuned into On the Radar, where we cover health, fitness, and tech. Currently on the radar is the Comica CVM-AX3. I always get the numbers and the letters. I think that's right. It's an audio mixer that can be used for DSLR or mirrorless cameras. I'm going to try to explain as simple as possible what this thing does. Basically, it allows you to connect multiple microphones to your camera when recording. It's great for me, for instance. I shoot a lot of interviews and I always like to either record backup audio files, whether it be for editing, for reference, or just in case something happens to my main audio. You always need backup audio, especially when you don't have somebody that's monitoring the audio for you. I'm always shooting, like now, it's just me and the camera. I can see the levels, but I don't, I can't monitor everything. So this is good to be able to, use a backup audio if you don't have a separate camera running. So anyway, it's also good, if you're recording multiple people and you can only hook one microphone to a camera. So you can be able to do different things like split the audio into different files, meaning you can run one microphone on the left side, one microphone on the left side, and then, be able to EQ the vocals so that you can match up. Sometimes one person's speaking louder than the other person. They just have a different vocal way of, projecting their voice. And if it's all on the same track, there's very little you can do. So this allows you to have more flexibility with that also. First off, you can mount it on the top or the bottom of your camera. You have a 20-inch, a quarter 20-inch attachment on the top, and it has this screw wheel so that you can fasten it and tighten it mount it tightly. And then you have the hot shoe mount at the bottom. You have cold shoe mounts on both sides, so you can attach microphones if you're mounted at the top of the camera. You can attach all your other stuff to it, and you can even attach 3 microphones and, a lavalier, a microphone, a lavalier receiver, I should say, or a light. It just gives you the flexibility to put other things on top of it. You have a 3.5 millimeter mic inputs as well as your XLR ports. You have line, mic, and phantom options. On the other side, you have the audio out, auxiliary, and headphone jacks along with power on and off. Your mono and stereo switch, and your left and right gain knobs. Let's look at the 3.5 millimeter cable. You can plug it into line out on your mixer and into your mic port onto your camera. That's the way you get set up initially. I want you guys to direct your attention to the audio levels right here. So what you're currently seeing, you're seeing the bars from the left and the right. So excuse me, because as I'm talking, I gotta make sure I'm talking into the microphone. So if I'm dipping, bear with me. So as you can see, you see the bars. You're getting audio levels from both the left and the right channels, right? So you have both microphones running, one on the left channel, one on the right channel. If I take this one out, you'll see currently I'm not getting any audio from this one. You're only getting audio from this, which should be, if I remember correctly, is running on the left channel. No, this is the right channel. So as you can see, the Rode Mic Pro is picking up the audio here. Now, obviously, now this one is running on the left side. It's only picking up this microphone. So what you can be able to do in this situation is, you can EQ, if you're doing a 2 microphone setup, you can EQ your levels. Let me plug them back in. So you can be running one person on this microphone on the left channel, the other microphones is on the second person on the right channel, and it can allow you to be able to EQ your levels. This way, sometimes if you're doing interviews or just whatever you're doing, vlogging or whatever, one person's louder, one person, you can use these knobs, turn the volumes up and down. You can have versatility over your audio files. Now at the same time, I can take this one, which is a lavalier microphone, also plug that in with the XLR cables. And where's my lavalier? So what I can do is add with this one, with my lavalier setup, my particular lavalier setup, it has 2 microphones. So let's say these 2, let me plug it in. Let me start it up. Okay, so we should be running. I'm going to show you. I'm going to plug these 2 out so that you can see we're running on the lavalier microphone. And let me just make sure from the levels that we were definitely getting levels. All right, so as you can see, Now we're running with the lavalier microphone. So if I was doing an interview, for instance, this would be my main audio files. So with my setup, like I said, I can set up 2 lavaliers. So I have 2 people, they're both talking, and I'm capturing the audio. Now I could use this one as a backup, so that, you know, typically I always use backup to capture backup audio. It helps me when I'm syncing, it helps me when I'm doing different things, if I'm doing different camera angles and stuff. So you definitely, and just in general, if for some reason, you know, you always need backup audio. So this could be my backup, and I could be running my mains on, let's say, the left channel. I can run this one on, let's say, the left channel. I think I said that right. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you that versatility. Now you can take it a step further. If I'm running the lavaliers with my mains, I could have that, let's say the lavaliers would be on the left channel. I could take both of these and put them on the right channel, for instance. And I can mix it up like that. Or I can take the main lavalier, so that's 2 people. I can take this one and have it in front of somebody else. Because remember, you don't have to have all these mounted. You know, you can always have it somewhere else as long as it's connected. And you can have it, if for instance, I only have 2 lavalier microphones. If I'm doing something with 3 people, I would take this microphone, sit it in front of the 3rd person. Now I'm capturing that audio. Now let's say for some reason, and this typically happens, I'm behind the camera, but sometimes I get involved in the conversation. I'm behind the camera, I'm not capturing any audio of myself. So the people in the room may be able to hear me, but you on camera, you can't hear me. So my part of the conversation is lost. It kind of makes that, you know, type of conversation awkward. So I can just keep this microphone here, and then this one is pointed behind the camera, is capturing my audio. So I'm capturing all these different audio sources in this one, through this one device, whereas typically you plug one thing into your camera and that's the only audio source that you're picking up. So the point is, this just gives you a ton of versatility. It has the aux cable in the back. I'm not even going to get into the different things you can do with that, but it also has the headphone jack so that you can monitor your audio. You can hear what's coming out the left, what's coming out the right. You can hear what's coming out both. It has the mono and stereo features. It has the phantom power, and you know, it's just so versatile. So you can capture official, professional quality audio with whatever you're doing. So again, this is not something that you're going to use all the time. You're not going to typically be using all these microphones, but it all depends on what the situation is, what you're doing, and it just gives you that versatility and full control over everything. So it's definitely something that, if you know, you just want to have this, if you don't need it necessarily now, it's something that you always want to have. Just have it in your arsenal, because you never know when you might, you know, need it. And this is something for me, you know, definitely recording a lot of interviews and stuff. This is going to come in handy. It's already in the past 3 weeks that I've had this, it's come in handy. So it's definitely something you want to check out. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to cut this one off. I'm going to cut off my lavalier microphone. So now we're back to just the 2 shotgun microphones, the left and the right. So just to show you one more time before we end this, I'm going to pull this out. So now we're not getting any audio through here. We're getting all the audio on the right side through this microphone. Plug this out. And I believe also I can just turn it down. Let me just make sure. See, I forgot to show you guys this. I have both of these and I'm gonna come behind the camera. So just put your attention right here to the bars. So I'm behind this, so I'm capturing both sets of audio as clearly as possible. Now, if for some reason, let's say I can just turn the left down. So like I was telling you, you can EQ or kind of EQ your vocals. If one person might be louder or they just have a stronger voice, I can turn this down. So as you can see, the left side is going down. Now I'm going to completely turn this left side off. Now you're only seeing the right side moving. So I can turn this one back up. Let's say almost all the way. Let's say I'm gonna put this one halfway, and I'm gonna turn this one all the way down. So as you can see, you have a lot of control over your audio levels. So I'm going to turn everything back up. So it just, like, again, it just gives you tons of options to be able to capture as much audio as you need. So definitely give this thing a shot. Definitely check it out. A few drawbacks that I've noticed: I would like to, if it had a display, an audio display monitor, so that I can check my levels. That would be nice, but you know, hey. The battery compartment is annoying because you have to use something to pry it open to get the battery in and out. I don't know why they did it like that. So normally I keep a flathead screwdriver. There's always one around. So I always use that to pick it in and pull it out. But overall, you have to have something handy that you can stick in there, or you're gonna have issues, or unless you have nails, which I don't. It's hard to get the battery in and out of the port. When the mixer is mounted to the top of the camera, it's kind of hard to keep it in place. It just doesn't stay in place. I'm gonna try to like maybe put an extra washer on there or something. It can be annoying sometimes when you're moving around a lot. A lot of times when it's just stationary and you're not doing a lot of touching it and moving it around, it's not really gonna be an issue, but it does move a lot, and depending on your situation, that'll drive you crazy. Overall though, the positives greatly outweigh the few negatives with this. And with that said, the Comica CVM-AX3 audio adapter is definitely radar approved. There is a link in the description if you want to check it out on Amazon. Till next time, thank you for tuning in. Stay focused, stay fit. Please hit that like button, show your support. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be alerted the next time something else pops up on the radar. Salute.